Hey, welcome back to the series. We have seen how to externalize environment specific variables to a different file called .env using .env library. In this episode, we are going to see how to make different environment files for different environments and also how we can start our application for different environments on our local machine. Let's go ahead and start. Let's take a look at the whole process. We have a source code and you build your source code. When you build your source code, that produces an artifact, and you take that artifact, and the same artifact can be deployed into multiple environments. Here we have three environments, so dev, test, and prod, and each environment will talk to different database instance. For example, dev environment talk to dev database, test environment talk to test database, and production environment talk to production database. So, but when you deploy the same artifact in multiple environments, you cannot use the same database connection URL. So in such scenarios, we have to use some library which is called .env in this case. So you have to inject different environment specific variables while building your code. So since we are still in the development phase, we can use .env library to run our Node.js REST API by injecting different environment variables, and also it is very easy to have all those specific variables in a separate file so that it can easily changed or it can easily maintainable. So let's open up our terminal and let's start our application. So the application is working fine now. So we have .env file here and we have all the environment variables, and we are going to move these values along with the file to a new folder, and I'm going to name that folder as environments. Since we are putting all the environment variable files for different environments in that particular folder, let's create a folder called environments and move this .env file to that particular folder. So since this file is moved to that particular folder, .env package is no longer looking for the .env file which is at the root since it's moved. So we have to give that particular file with a path. So let's give it. So I'm going to, let's put /environments/.env. So now it's working. Now the application is working fine. So that is how you give the specific file name path if that file is not at the root. So now we have moved that .env file. Let's create three environment variable files for three different environments. So we have dev, test, and prod. So let's create three different environment files for those specific environments. So let's copy all these values and put it there. Since even though we are running in different environments, we are actually connecting to the same database since we are actually developing in local machine. So let's copy the same values to all the files and put a new value called environment so that we know exactly which environment we are running. So for the .env file, I just put local, and .env.dev, let's put development. And also let's change the port as well so that we know exactly when we configure this and when we run the application with specific environment, we will get to know we'll exactly know whether these values is read from these files or not. So for the prod, let's put production and change the port to 4002, 4003, and now now we have multiple environment files. So we just need to pass these files based on the environment that we are running the code. For that, we have to pass some environment flag when you are running or building the application. So for that, we are maintaining a different variable, process.env variable, which is node environment, node hyphen or underscore env. If that variable is present, so the environment path will become, the environment file path will become that particular, whatever the environment file. So that means here the path will become /environment/.env dot that particular variable, process.env.node.env. So that way we are dynamically creating a environment file path and injecting that file path to the .env package. Now when you start the application, it's still taking the local, and let's go to index.js and let's change the startup message to let's add the environment as well to the startup message, so that we know exactly where the application is running and also on which port the application is running on. Now let's run the application. So now the environment is undefined and also the port is 4000. So that means we are not passing node env process environment variable when you are running the application. So for that, we have to install another package called cross-env. So what this cross-env does, so using this package, it doesn't matter whether you are running on Mac or Windows, it doesn't matter. It takes care of injecting your variables, environment variables into the application. So for that, let's install cross-env. We have installed cross-env library, and also let's put a npm scripts for each environment. So for the dev environment, it is cross-env node environment equal to development. So it's basically we are passing node env variable from the npm scripts itself. So since we have multiple environments, dev, test, prod, let's create 3 npm scripts for each environment. And also based on the environment, let's pass that node env variable as well. So for the node env development, for the test it is test, for prod it is production. Now we have added these npm scripts. Let's start the application with these scripts. So the first one is dev. Let's run npm run dev. So when you run npm run dev, it seems still we are not able to get the variables from environment file, because I think our environment file names is .env.dev, but we are passing node env equal to development. So let's change that value from development to dev so that it picks up the right file. and the test that is correct. For production, it's change from production to prod. And let's run the application now. Now the application is up and running. Now you can see the port is 4001 and the environment is dev. Let's clear the console and let's run the application in test. Now it is clearly seen the port is 4002 and the environment is test. And let's run the application in prod with npm run prod. Now the port is 4003 and the environment is prod. So now we have successfully ran different environments with different .env files, and also we have added npm scripts. Let's test the application as well. Since our application is running in prod, the port should be 4003, and let's hit the get URL and let's see whether it is working or not. So it doesn't matter whether we are fetching the results or not. It's just working. So the empty array is also a result, so it's working fine. So before we end this video, let's change a simple change so that it looks good. Instead of if condition, we can just change it to ternary operator. So we don't have to put if condition there. So ternary operator is enough. So if process.env node environment is available, so we are injecting that node env into the environment file path. Otherwise, we are just taking the default .env. Okay, let's run the application. Now the application is working fine. So that is how you maintain different environment variables for different environments. So sometimes you might have 3 environments, sometimes you might have only 1 environment, it doesn't matter. So always externalize your environment variables from your code so that you don't have to change the code again and again. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.